My name is Divine Ezekiel. So we're from the Manager Foundation. This is my company. So basically, the Manager Foundation is a foundation based on education. Basically, we go around, we teach young ones like us. All of us say we're young, so we teach them about drug abuse. We create awareness on the dangers of drug abuse, right? So basically, we deal on education, we deal on mental health, and we deal on humanitarian services, all right? So this morning, we came to share a few tips on how to take care of your mental health. We came to kind of make you see reasons why you shouldn't indulge yourself, so why you shouldn't get involved with drug abuse, substance abuse, right? So let's start by asking ourselves, what is drug abuse? So who will tell me what drug abuse is? When you hear drug abuse, please, we're going to make it very conversational, okay? So who will tell me what drug abuse is? Anyone? What do you understand by the term drug abuse? Nobody. What's your name? So, can we please clap for her? The illegal way of using drugs or misusing drugs without doctor's prescription, right? So that is what we call drug abuse. Now, can anyone tell us why young ones indulge in substance abuse? Why do you think young ones indulge in substance abuse? Good. Your name?
Drug abuse for peer pressure and then to explore. This clap for her.
People indulge in drug abuse for what? Because of what? Peer pressure. And just to explore. Just because you want to feel among, right? Okay, I jotted down 5 things. Okay? Let's look at what are the commonly used drugs by teenagers. The commonly used drugs by teenagers. Who can tell me?
My name is Divine. The commonly used drugs by teenagers indulge, cocaine, marijuana.
Okay, let's clap for her. Who else?
That's 3.
Who else? Commonly used drug by teenagers. What are the common drugs that teenagers abuse? You have been covering your face.
Cigarettes. No, is it?
Okay, please clap for him. Okay.
Commonly used drugs by teenagers are weed.
Are what?
Weed.
Weed. Marijuana, right? That's good. Please clap for her. Okay, so let's look at the impacts of substance abuse on teenagers. Now, before I go ahead to tell us their impacts, I still want 2 persons to tell us what are the impacts, negative impacts, of course, of substance abuse on teenagers.
Let's do gender equality first.
It causes damage to the immune system.
Please clap for her.
It causes drug addiction.
It causes brain effects.
Good. Please clap for her.
It can lead to death. Very good.
It causes damage to the lung.
Very good.
There is one that nobody has said actually. I want to hear that. We are all students. So there is one in particular.
Drop out from school.
That's good. Please clap for her. I wanted to there academic problems? Most importantly, for you, academic problems. And then somebody talked of brain damage, yeah? Another person talked of lungs problem. Very good. So we have academic problems. When you get yourself indulged with drugs, or you abuse drugs or substance abuse, you do what? You tend to start having what? Poor grades. Is that true? You tend to start having what? Poor grades. If you've been doing well before in school, you start doing what? You start doing poorly. So these are the advantages. Poor academic performances, you have mental health issues, you have several issues. We have loss of future productivity. Who can explain that for me? Loss of future productivity. Okay.
Like the person will not be able to give birth or make a woman give birth.
Okay, please clap for him. Thank you for accepting. Loss of future productivity.
It makes somebody not to focus on their studies.
Okay, clap for him. Right? 2, you start getting poor grades. You start doing poorly in your academics. When you start doing poorly in your academics, will you be able to fulfill your dream of becoming a good teacher? You will not. When you start running mental, when you develop mental health issues, will you be able to become that doctor you wanted to be in future? Loss of future productivity. You become withdrawn to yourself. You start doing very poor in your academics. Is that true? Now, another one is what? Mental health issues. Do we know about mental health? Now, let me tell you, it is not only when you start roaming mad on the streets that people say, oh, he or she has mental health issues. No. You tend to fall into depression. Do we know what depression is? You tend to fall into depression when you get addicted with drugs, and if you don't have opportunity to get that drug at that point, you become depressed. Because at that point, nothing matters to you again if not that drug. You just want them to give you cigarettes to smoke. You just want them to give you that marijuana that you take, right? Because at that point, you are addicted to it. Is that true? So please, do yourself good and stay away from drugs. Don't let anybody pressurize you into doing what? Don't let anybody pressurize you. Another thing is, it places heavy financial burden on your parents. It places heavy financial burden on your parents. Who can explain that? Somebody explain it. It places heavy financial burden on your parents. You are in SS3, and your parents have trained you. They've trained you from SS1, from primary school to SS3, right? Now it is time for you to write your WAEC, NECO, JAM, and go to the higher institution, and then suddenly you become an addict, and your school do what? Your school do what? Your school expels you. Now what are you supposed to do? You go back and start from what? From just one. Because some schools, once they expel you, they write later to other schools. So nobody will admit you. You just become a vagabond. You just stay at home. And your parents will be there spending money on you. When you indulge yourself into drugs and you develop any kind of physical, mental, or emotional problems, your parents will start taking you from one hospital to the other, or they start, bringing in psychologists or professionals to talk to you and all that. They keep on spending money and spending money. And some of you get to the point that you start stealing from your parents. One other advantage is that it makes you to indulge into crime, right? Yes. It makes you to involve yourself with crime, and at the end you might get arrested. So that dream of you becoming a medical doctor, a nurse, a teacher, another good professions like that will do what? It will get wanted. So please, from Iman Joko Foundation, we're here to tell you to say no to drug. Say no to drug. It will do you no good. The enormous effect, the negative effect is more than the positive effect. There is no positive impact. You tend to become a vagabond. You tend to become useless to yourself, to your parents, to the society. And I'm sure every one of us here wants to be good. Every one of us here wants to be successful, right? So please, it doesn't matter the environment you find yourself. Make good use of every opportunity you get. Your parents are really spending so hard. They are really doing so well to make sure that you become somebody in life. Is that right? Yes. So please do not disappoint yourself, do not disappoint God, and do not disappoint your parents. Stay away from drug abuse. You tend to get lots of negative impacts. Academic problems, health problems. You drop out of school, loss of future productivity, heavy financial burden on your parents, plenty illnesses, kidney disease, cancer, lots of illnesses are there, are waiting for anyone that gets, addicted. And if you have not, or if you have started doing drug, if you are addicted already, you can still come out. Tell yourself you can still come out. And tell your neighbor you can still come out.
You can still come out.
Now there is hope for you. There is hope for you. Some of us, we struggle with these things silently. We don't want people to know. Some of us, our parents don't even know that we are smoking. Yes. Some of us, our parents don't even know that we smoke. Some of us, our parents don't know that we usually go to steal their wine. All those small alcohol they have at home. You go to steal them. Who is calling marvelous? So once your parents are not at home, you go there and you steal their wine and drink. You steal from their wine bar. Please stop it. Stop it. What did I say? Stop it. Stop it. So if you are addicted already, or you started doing it, look for somebody that you can trust. Learn to open up. I'm sure most of us, we have some teachers that we trust, right? We have some teachers that we are close to. There are some teachers that you are very close to, that you can actually confide in. Do we? Okay, that's enough. Some of us, we are close to our mothers. Some of us, we are close to our fathers, or we are closer to our mothers more than our fathers, or our fathers more than our mothers. So you can please speak up. One thing that kills teenagers is the fact that you don't open up. You bottle up things in you. Please learn to speak up. If at any point you feel pressurized, learn to speak up. Please. Learn to speak to that person that is very close to you, that you trust. They will help you to come out of that addiction. It might not be drug, it could be something else. It could be one bad habit or the other. Learn to open up, learn to speak. This is one of the ways you can come out of drug addiction or substance abuse, right? Let's clap for ourselves. Do you have any question? Of course, there should be questions. Okay.
Does it mean that our people that are old and a bit older can take drugs?
Okay. Does it mean that older people should take drugs or can take drugs? Who will answer that? Okay, basically or generally, the abuse of drug is not good for anybody. Whether young or old, It is not good for anybody. So you can as well pass the message to your brothers, your sisters, or your parents at home. Now, another thing is, let me tell you another drug use that is not good. Over-the-counter drug prescription. Please, if you're sick, go to your doctor. Or you meet your nurse. Most of us, we have professional nurses at home that treat us here. We have doctors here, so we can go to them.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Eliza. So now let's be more technical, more scientific. So now we have dopamine. You know what dopamine is now? So dopamine is So dopamine is a chemical in our brain that when it's released, it can make you feel happy. It can make you feel that this thing is good, this thing is nice. So now just imagine if maybe you take weed, say, and you feel very light and happy and calm, and the environment is serene, right? Don't you feel it's nice? Yeah. So that's dopamine telling your body that this is okay. And you know what how our body can be very confused. Our body can hear, the brain can tell the body that okay, this thing is good, but it's not telling the body that oh, I keep taking it every time. And then you understand. So now the body now retranslate it that oh yeah, I like this very I should keep taking it. And you know what the body take it first time, take it second time, take it third time, it becomes an addiction. I don't know if you understand. That's how it's a better. It's better you don't even start than to try to stop it, because trying to stop is even a very longer process. So you don't even start. When you're saying probably maybe quite a you belong in different friend groups, and you know that let's be honest, some of our friends are not the right type. Let's be honest, even me, I have some kind of friends, but you know what is right, right? You know that if you take this thing, it can impair your life one way or the other. Either stop you from continuing education, even not aid you in learning, and disorient your future, right? And all of us are trying to be one big thing or the other. Some of us are trying to be doctors, lawyers, politicians, and the rest. Probably female presidents here, if Nigeria will agree. So, you know all these things already. So, in order for you not to get to that, in order for you to get to that stage you want to be, it's advisable you try your best to only do things that will help you, not allow you president. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go for this. So without wasting much of our time, so you can go back to your classes. Who has question again? Let's just take 2 questions.
Why do other countries take drugs to keep themselves warm? Why do they take drugs to keep themselves warm?
Why other countries take drugs to keep themselves warm?
Okay. So now, remember you said weed, right? So in the United States of America, marijuana itself has healing properties. Now, let's understand it. Even they said even in nonsense, marijuana itself has healing properties, medical functions. Now, it's now the abuse of it that is a problem, because it's evident that too much of weed causes problem. People will put weed in hair cream to grow their hair. Yeah. There's a time I used to use that cream. I used to use my hair. That time I don't have hair, but I used to use it then, and my hair was growing very, very well. But now in America, they found out that if they can regulate the take of it, it will not actually disorient their citizens. So it's not in America, it's just a few states that allow it. It's not in all states, it's not in all countries that does that. So but the countries that knows that a lot of it is bad, they don't allow it. So
okay, thank you very much. Please let's clap for you. Okay, so in conclusion, in as much as some of these drugs are actually, or like he said, some of them actually have healing properties, but what we are looking at is the abuse of it. The abuse of it. Too much of everything is too much. It's not good, rather. Too much of everything is not good. So please have it at the back of your mind. When you go back home, please also tell your parents, tell your young ones, your older ones, let them know that the abuse of drug is very, very detrimental to your health. Thank you very much.
No to substance abuse.